All right, Descendants, this is a big one. So here's where we're going to start this table of contents. Let's get right into the first one. The first off, we have Keelan here with his passive, who was revealed during the dev stream. And we're going to go on to look at his first ability, Void Corrosion, and how that looks here in the laboratory. It's kind of a multi-shot thing. His second ability, which is Onslaught, and this is the one that everybody's really going to be spamming a lot. The movement looks amazing. His third ability here is Septic Cost, which is another small damage over time that explodes after a certain amount of time for more damage. And his fourth is called Tremor, which appears to have two separate abilities with it, where you'll buff yourself and then you can actually do the damage at the end. And here now we have also the Keelan in action doing Onslaught over and over and over. This appears to be what his game loop is going to be like, and it looks super fun. Now here you'll see different mechanical things. This is going to be the Void Vessel. This is the main lore centerpiece in Season 2, and it's going to provide a lot of information to us. The Void Vessel is just what it says. It's a ship that's lost and adrift in the void, and we're kind of here to figure out what it's all about. The Vulgus are there too, so there's just going to be a natural clash between everybody that's there. The Void Vessel will have mastery rank requirements for normal and hard mode, but I don't see that as being much of a barrier because MR8 and half the normal campaign completed for normal mode, and then unlocking hard mode for the hard mode version of Void Vessel doesn't seem too difficult to do. So here we're going to see a little bit of Void Vessel gameplay as Keelan. He's doing pretty well here. He can activate that Onslaught ability mid-air, which is amazing. He's using the Voltia new beam rifle here. You can see it arcs to a lot of different things at the same time. It looks super good. And Nexon has actually said that this gun is going to be perfect for Void Vessel because the special shields that are in here that you can see on the screen now are only damageable through skill abilities and Voltia, which makes Voltia a super unique weapon for this. Playing into the run and gun feature, you see we have a really cool slide down effect here going down deeper into the Void Vessel. This cuts directly to the Dread Armor fight. If you guys remember from the previous dev talk, this has 3 stages on it, and he's also got that ability only and Voltia only shield. So it's going to be a bit of a bullet hell one too. We see flame pillars and laser beams coming out. So this looks like it could be a challenge on solo. And they also mentioned during this time that there are time-based rewards. So there's a lot on the line here to get this done quick and to get this done efficiently. And here now we have some amazing gameplay of Sharen, who I'm personally most excited for as a Descendant of this upcoming release. You can see this has the Ambushed Transcendent mod on, where her 3, which is currently the stun grenade, is actually modified to be a full-on like attack cannon grenade that does lots and lots of damage here. And anytime you kill an enemy while in your invisibility state here, you can see that it just constantly reprocs. So you have that constant ambush, you have that constant stealth, and you have that constant damage. This looks absolutely amazing, and I am super excited for it. So here we can see Sharen in action with her second Transcendent module, the one that turns her flash short sword into a nice AoE attack. And as you can see, like Sharon's utilizing Voltia here with this Transcendent module, and the Voltia just looks like it has so much utility within these. But the really cool thing here to look at is Sharon's 4 ability. She twirls up in the air, throws out 20 flash short swords, and those deal damage to the enemies. And you'll notice every time she gets a critical, that skill gets reset by a certain amount. So we take a look here, she's running up, she's invisible, and then boom, she does that, and it's reset immediately, which is insane. This is like an infinitely chainable piece of her kit now, which allows her to mob even more effectively. So I don't know about you guys, but this is my most anticipated feature of Season 2 that's coming up. We get our pets. The Fellow, as it's generically called, you can see here that you can actually rename your pet, so he can be anything you want. It's so amazing. He looks so cute. It's just the first of many breeds that they're looking to put into the game. They're also looking at other types of companions like cats, drones, and other robots, and who knows what else in the future. And you can see here they have so many different cosmetics for your pet. Just like in real life, all of my money is going to go into my pet for this game. I cannot wait to get some of these silly armors and some tactical armors even to put on my pup. And here you can even do, so cool. You can do a handshake, you can do a sit, you can do, oh, there's so many things you can do with your dog to build a relationship with it. And I'm so excited for this. I was freaking out on stream the entire time with this pupper. And here now you can see the dog in action. You can see it running out there and getting loot for you. And it goes pretty darn far. In fact, in level 30, when you level up your dog, and the best way to level up your dog is going to be through very specific things, it can go to level 30, but the dog actually is leveled up through a feeding system. And once you get it to max level, your dog is actually going to be able to auto loot things from 60 meters away. This is almost an entire room in any 400% dungeon. And it's just an insane amount of distance in order for it to run out and auto loot things. And it will have its own auto dismantle and based filters where you can do pretty much anything you want with the pup. And it is extremely good. It's going to stop breaking the cadence of the game. You will no longer have to stop and break things down all on your own. You'll stop missing gold. You'll stop missing loot. You'll stop missing Kuiper that's on the ground. You'll be able to collect it all because your pup's just going to do so many good things for you. In addition to that, they are talking about having other companions in the game, other breeds and species, like I said before, but these animals will be able to do other things like buff you or help you fight or do a myriad of other things besides just auto loot and auto dismantle. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge Colossus fan. I love dominating them and taking them down and helping people through them. With the release of Season 2, we are getting a new difficulty level of Colossi called Abyssal Colossi. That's something that I'm calling them because it just sounds cool. These Colossus have a different mechanic than most other ones. In fact, the mechanic is do as much damage as you possibly can. They don't have a normal frenzy phase. They don't have any team-based mechanics, so you can come in here with a group of people, even solo, with a maxed out Descendant and do your best to absolutely take them down. Now, with these Colossus, when they enter their new frenzy type mode, they get a huge stat bonus. The stat bonus that they get is supposedly unlike anything that we have seen so far in the game. And the way to break them out of this or manage that new frenzy meter, you can tell it's orange now instead of pink, is to break pieces off of the Colossus to actually reduce that meter so that you can continue to fight it without it having the big stat buff to itself. Now, Nexon said you're going to want to have maxed out Descendants. You're going to want to have a strategy down, a build, and be pretty well set before you come into these. In this clip here, I'm not sure if this Haley is well built or not. Because you notice her Zenith really isn't hitting for a lot of damage. In addition to that, she's not really critting all that much, even though the Infernal Walker seems to be a fire Colossi, and she is ice. You would think she would be able to nuke it pretty darn quickly, so these Colossus may have some sort of hidden critical resistance to them, or just an incredibly high health pool or damage resist. Who knows what they have? I can't wait to dive into these on day one and take them down, and hopefully they have a new weapon associated with them. In addition to the Colossus being new, these are the first Colossi that are going to have a grindable skin with them. You don't have to pay anything for it. You just grind the Colossus out and you'll have a skin drop. It also has a custom backpack that drops. And again, this is the first one that we get as soon as Season 2 launches, and then as the first Season 2 update hits in January, we will get another one. Next up, we have special operations that are getting a hard mode version of them, and that is actually really cool. And you can see here that in this hard mode, there are going to be those special shields that actually nullify specific abilities. It looks like the Freyna there couldn't get her ability off, so she had to use Voltia there to take care of it. This is kind of an example of how they're modifying content so that certain Descendants aren't the end-all be-all meta all of the time for this type of content. You'll notice they're showcasing both wave defense here and a Kuiper mine blocking. Both of these activities are going to have very specific rewards tied to them. They mentioned specifically that these will be places to farm out your axes to re-roll your weapons, to get ultra precision code breakers, among other things. Another change to this that I'm not too keen on is that they're removing gold from the reward pools. As somebody who has been far in the end game for quite a while, gold is really the only thing that I love to stockpile at the moment, and these special operations were a really good way to do that. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I'm really curious to give it a try and give my thoughts afterwards. So let's play that and find out later on. Here we have a quick look at the pity system, which is another highly requested feature from the community. We've all been there where some of our friends get a drop on the very first time they run something and it takes us 10, 15, 20, sometimes 50 to 100 times before we get the piece that we want, no matter what percentage it is. Well, Nexon is feels that pain with you, and they are going to come in and give you this pity system so you can target whatever piece it is that you want from a mission, whatever it may be, so that you're guaranteed the piece after slogging through the mission or activity so many times. Another major quality of life event are going to be the advanced shape stabilizers. Please don't shorten that to an acronym. It's not my fault. It just comes out to be that way. That's all on Nexon. I'm absolutely sorry. But this is a very strong piece of feedback that I'd given directly to admins and devs before about shape stabilizers and how that we needed something like this. And the way this is going to work is these are a very rare material. They are not sure how rare they're going to make it, but you can bet you're only going to be able to get it from ETA 0 in very limited sources per week. And the way this advanced shape stabilizer is going to work is that when you activate it, it's basically going to flip-flop the percentages from the lowest two and the highest two. So you'll see that the two low percentages here now have the two highest percentages, and the two highest percentages now have the two lowest ones. And the middle one will, of course, stay the same. So this is going to be something that I know a lot of people are excited for, because shape stabilizers didn't seem to really do anything. Even if they did do stuff behind the scenes, the user experience with it was not very good. It didn't seem like it was actually doing anything. So hopefully with these advanced shape stabilizers, we'll be able to have much more confidence when we activate one that we're going to get the rarer item. I know when the season drops and these are available, I'm going to be grinding my butt off for advanced shape stabilizers. I'm a advanced shape stabilizer hound now. I'm going to grind all the advanced shape stabilizers, and I really want a lot of them. Advanced shape stabilizers are just so good, and I can't wait to get my hands on them. Nexon also gave us a quick preview of what the next inversion reinforcement buffs are going to be. These look absolutely amazing and way better than what we had previously for Season 1. Season 2 is shaping up to be one hell of a banger, with a lot of these perks being something that I would actually going to use quite a bit of. Infernal Colossus are going to need a lot more attribute matching now. So hopefully with at least that attribute row, it's free damage that you're going to be able to put on your weapons. So I'm very, very excited for that. And as this plays, you can see more of those. Okay, we have some rapid fire updates here for specific things that they talked about, but that I didn't go into detail with. First off being weapon updates. Weapon balancing early in Season 2. Ultimate weapons will have their penalties at level 1 removed, so you no longer have to have max unique ability in order to have that penalty removed. Later on in the season, adjustments to set effects and components will accompany those. Next up, we'll have Descendant balancing with Viesa, Valby, Jaber, and Luna, all getting some kind of tuning. Again, the emphasis here will be on the gameplay improvements over pure numerical changes. We're also going to get a ping system, so we can finally ping wherever we need people to go, or ping things of value so people can go after them. We'll also have some stealth updates. Sharen and Keelan can both avoid traps in Void Vessel, and I'm assuming wherever else. Sharen can go invisible to avoid them, and Keelan's onslaught ability can zoom right past them. One of the better quickfire things we have here are Outpost Amorphous materials will now be able to be farmed in infiltrations. So no longer will you have to slave over outposts with Sharen to hack all the containers so that you can have a chance at getting an amorphous material out of that. You can just select it in an infiltration, grind it out, get two at a time, and save yourself some heartache. If you guys have stuck with me for this long, please like and subscribe to the channel here. It helps me a lot. And let's continue on. We have two wonderful events that are going on. The Winter Festival has two separate events that are going to be happening from December 5th until January 15th. Now, this first card that you see on my screen is actually pretty interesting. It's going to start off the login event, which we'll get into in a second here, but there will also be a mission event, a special event store, and it looks like this is some special currency that's going to be associated with it, so I'm curious to see how that plays out. There will also be Anais' Winter Festival. You can see there on the ornament, it looks like it's going to be another web event. They explained why web events were much easier to do than in-game events. They can turn out events much, much quicker, and it's much, much easier for them to implement web events than it is to implement events actually in the game. So if you want more free materials and things, do what you can to get into the web event and work through those. And also Twitch drops, which if you haven't already found me on Twitch, you can find that link below in the description. And we'll be doing a wonderful 72-hour stream from the launch of Season 2 all through the weekend. All right, so the second event that we have is the Winter Festival check-in event. This is going to be similar to just a login event or the events we had seen previously in the game where you log in and you just do some very, very minimal things in the game. And I have to tell you, this is probably the best event they have run so far. I was gushing over the 30th anniversary event, but this check-in event, you will be able to get a free ultimate bunny if you do not have one. So get your friends back into the game, get your other friends to actually try the game. They will get the best farming descendant for absolutely free if they just log in for 14 days during Season 2 from December 5th to January 8th for this check-in event. It is absolutely amazing. And if you already have Ultimate Bunny, you're going to get 2 exclusive Sharen skins instead. And in addition to this, there are so many other rewards that are available, including pre-built energy activators, pre-built crystallization catalysts, tokens for different consumables within the game, and so much more. This is just absolutely bonkers that they're continuing to give away such valuable items in the game. It's clear that Nexon cares about the game, cares about the player, and wants people to grow and be better at the game. Last but not least, Descendants, we have the official roadmap for Season 2 and into Season 3 with the future of TFD and where they plan to take things. Now, this roadmap already has plenty of things that we've discussed, but you can see there that all the other information that we've had previously up to this dev talk is on there with the January and February updates with the Defiler Abyssal Colossus, Weapon Core Unleash with Void Erosion Control. There's a new event in February, Hot Spring themed skins, Valentine's Day skins, and the New Year's skins. If you look at the next update for spring, there are a lot of really, really good things here. One of the biggest quality of life improvements that everybody has been asking for is the normal to ultimate descendant growth transfer. So that will be coming in Season 3. We can finally rejoice and transfer all of our progress from normal descendants on to ultimate descendants, so nothing will feel wasted anymore. We're also going to get a party search system, which is just an in-game LFG. The new descendant Serena, who is actually an ancestor, as said by Nexon themselves on the interview. Now, there's a lot of information to dissect here, so I'm going to leave the full link to the interview and dev talk down in the description. I want to give a big shout out and thanks to Mr. Moxie himself. He helped me with a bit of this information, let me use some of the information from his video. He's an all-around really great guy. You should go and check him out. Same with all the other content creators in the TFD Twitch directory. Just awesome people. Awesome. All right, this video turned out to be a little longer than I wanted it to be. However, there's so much good information in there, and I wanted to give you guys a nice quick overview of a lot of the stuff that they mentioned in the dev talk. Again, you'll be able to find a link to the dev talk in the description below. Again, if this helped you out or you liked it at all, please hit that like, maybe even possibly the subscribe button. Helps the YouTube channel grow a little bit. And as always, I stream on Twitch in the evenings, and we're starting to do some weekend streams as well. And of course, we have a pretty advanced Discord with LFG teachers and everybody else who wants to help out with the game. So take a look on screen and in the description. You'll be able to see everything you need in order to get into that Discord. Really easy, really quick, really fun. And with that, Descendants, 0 out.